Ferris State loses to St. Thomas 5 goals to 2. Coach Daniels, what are your initial thoughts on today's game?
Well, I thought actually 5-on-5, and throughout the course of the game we carried the play. Once again, though, we took way too many penalties. We had a 5-minute major, and then we took some other penalties. We're going to have to get that worked out on Monday. But the actual game itself, I thought territorially we controlled play. Odd that there wasn't an even strength goal scored tonight. I think they scored a short-hander, 3 power plays, and an empty net. We got 2 power play goals. So it just was interesting. Maybe it's because there were so many special teams, but from a defensive side, I thought we did pretty well. We limited them to 21 shots, so that's good. And like I said, I thought territorially we controlled play, particularly in the second period. I thought we really carried the play a lot there, and towards the end of the second. But we've got to we've got to give ourselves a better chance to win by not taking penalties. And some of the penalties that here and there are going to be advised, but when you take 9 penalties or whatever we took, 7, that's just too many, including a 5-minute major.
Speaking of the penalties, do you think a lot of them came down to just mental errors, or was it anything more than that?
There was one that particularly it was a mental error. But no, 2 that were mental errors. Yeah, 2. The 5-minute major to Tulik, that was you're not allowed to put your hands in the guy's face mask. It's an automatic ejection. He should know that. He's a 4th-year player. Stuck us down 5 minutes again. So I mean that's a mental mistake right there for sure, and a steep one for the team.
And Coach, as we were talking about the topic of penalties, they scored 3 goals on those penalties. Is it do you feel that they may have done a really good job in working in the power play and able to score, or was it a situation where maybe there's some things defensively could have been done better?
Maybe a little bit of both, but I do feel when you take that many, and we took as many as last night, they're eventually going to score. I told the guys that before the game. I said we dodged a bullet last night. The kill was good, but we had to kill 7, with one of them being a 5-minute major. Well, I said we can't do that again tonight. We don't want to attempt it. You keep the other team down to 3, maybe 4 power plays. You have a better chance of holding them 0 for 4, maybe 1 for 4. But when you give them that many looks and they're in your end that long, so again we had to kill the equivalent, really not of 7 because one was a major. You're looking at 8.5 power plays on the weekend, 17 power plays if you had the 2 8.5 and 8.5 together. That's too many. Nobody can kill that long. It's not going to work for you. So it's a very expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah, speaking of the penalties this weekend, were there any positives? You guys got the win on Friday. Is there anything that you can take away from these 2 matches that you guys played this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's going to be some time that we can look at some of our 5-on-5 play, our defensive zone coverage. I don't know how many even strength shots we gave up. I guess I could do the math here pretty quick. They had like 7 shots on the power play, so we only gave them 14 shots, even strength, and I think that's good. So I think we became stingier 5-on-5 defensively, and I like that. We got some good play out of some of our young kids too. I thought Connor McGrath had another really good game today. So I saw some good things in some players. We got some other guys that, our expectations are probably a little bit higher that didn't really on the weekend meet those expectations. A couple of veteran guys, and we'll go to work on that on Monday.
And as you're talking about getting to work on Monday and trying to minimize those penalties, what are the things that you're going to work on the ice, or is it going to be a lot more in the film room, studying video?
I think it'll be a lot more skating. I think there'll be give them a good old-fashioned skate, and they'll have time to think about it. Think about the mental side of that.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, guys, thanks.